We got Sean. Sean sent the beat.
Okay, Sean sent the beat. Hope it's a good beat. Sean, what's up, brother?
Yo, it's your boy Sean, man. I'm about to be back posting on this page, and I feel like I owe it to my new and old supporters. And when I say old supporters, I'm talking about the supporters that have known me since the Nurdy Tunes video, and some new supporters, of course, are the people that really showing me love on the Zildjian videos, and all of the above, anything involved with all of my drum companies. Shout out to Tama, Remo, Zildjian, and Vic Firth, the drum companies. Man, I'm not gonna go through everybody, but just know I love all my companies. I love y'all, man. Y'all know what's up. But yeah, I'm gonna be back posting on this page, so I feel like I owe it to everybody to explain where I've been, why I had to stop posting, update on Nurdy Tunes, update on everybody, update on me. I'll probably start with everybody, man. Everybody that you've seen since Nurdy Tunes, man, they've been doing their thing. I'm proud of everybody. And for me, the reason why I couldn't continue doing them, because of course, for those that didn't know, I did all of the arrangements, all of the ideas. Of course, I had all of those guys make all the ideas better. So with that said, yeah, it always took a lot of time to come up with that stuff, come up with them ideas. I put it in the last video that that was it. Like, I was really retiring from the videos for a while. And it's only because I knew that being in LA was gonna be an adventure in itself, and making arrangements was an adventure. It just took a lot of time. So I always planned on coming back, but I guess I'll explain why it kept getting prolonged. I'm gonna cut straight to it, man. One of the biggest reasons we stopped was because I couldn't make money with my brothers, man. Like, those guys, man, those were my brothers, and they still people I love and respect now, even if we don't talk as much as we used to. But yeah, with that said, I couldn't make money with my brothers, so that always bothered me. I know we all are hip to monetization, and when I realized that, because there was a combination of the instrumentals and the acapellas in all of the videos, I knew that, like, I could never make money with my brothers because we couldn't monetize because they weren't our songs. Simple as that. I always said that I would come back when I got original music to arrange. That aged very well because I got my own songs now, but that's a story for another day. Or later. I'll get to that later. So yeah, I always planned on coming back, and then I moved to LA, and man, everything picked up for me as well. As soon as I moved to LA, man, I thank God for it, man. It started with, probably my first biggest gig that I did since moving to LA was, shout out to my brother Henry, man. My brother, man. He had me subbing for him, for Big Sean. I had to do a few shows for him, and one of the shows was Big Heart Radio. So shout out to him trusting me to hold it down for him. And it was just up from there, man. Like, I did a lot of cool gigs over the years, and it was just always cool to see the trust that the homies had for me, that it wasn't just convention talk. I'm not good at name dropping, so it's gonna be hard for me to remember all of them right now, but like, I've done a lot of cool stuff in between, but I be thinking about when the homies look out too. Like, that's always cool for me. So of course, like I said, shout out to Henry again, shout out to Mike Moore. Because of him, I played with Top Dollar Sign and Jason Derulo, because Jason Derulo is Mook's gig. Shout out to my boy Mook on Instagram. His name is Mr. You Already Know. And Mike Moore was subbing for Mook. And there was a gig he couldn't do that was on an island. No disrespect to where we were, because it was a beautiful place. I just can't remember where we were. And I know it wasn't Jamaica, it wasn't Hawaii. I just can't remember the name. So no disrespect to the city. I'll insert clips. Yeah, man. So shout out to Mike Moore, man, because man, the pressure was crazy. So again, shout out to him for trusting me, and that's why I knew I had to come through. Man, this man called me like the day before or like 2 days before. I can't remember. He probably called me like 2-3 days before, maybe, saying like he needed me to sub for him for Jason Derulo, but he didn't. Because what I do remember is I had to learn the music on the plane. And I knew that was not my choice. That was not my choice. Learn the music on the plane, what? Because I already knew, I had seen his shows at that time, and I knew that his shows included, like similar to an Usher type of show. I've seen his shows. So I was like, man, please send me this music ASAP. And you know how it goes. It's the music business. Files get sent late, it happens. And all I know is, I got that call late, and of course, and I got the music late. Brody Mike sent me the music, or whoever sent me the music. I might have been Mike or the Brody Chuck, the MD on that gig. And I had to learn the music on the plane, bro. And guess when the rehearsal was? I ain't gonna make you guess. It was in sound check. Rehearsal was in sound check. So of course I know a lot of Jason Derulo songs at that time, but most of them are remixed. And there was like an intermission band break with a drum solo in the middle. Man. It was a time, man. It was a time. And of course, Top Dollar Sign, I played with them at Capitol Records. I'll find a clip somewhere and insert it.
You know what's going on? Yeah.
Hey, smoking cushion bullet, yeah. What the fuck the police? Hey, I ain't scared to die. Hitting them licks, yeah. Whipping the brick, yeah. Sitting the lick, yeah. I'm young and I'm rich, yeah. Young and I'm rich. I got hoes, nigga, I got hoes. In different area codes. I think I made y'all. Started on the ground. I'm that nigga now. I stay with the loud. Can you hear me now? And my bitch cold.
That was fun. I don't even know how that happened. I mean, I do. Brody Mike called me. He wanted to do double drums, and it was cool that he wanted it to be with me. Shout out to my boy Mike, man. So I had done a lot of cool gigs over the years, man. Probably my next longest gig that I had done. Whoa, I'm tripping. First of all, I gotta mention the gig that moved me to LA that I didn't really talk about in my Nurdy Tunes videos, especially at that time. I'm tripping.
Go Sean, go Sean, go Sean.
Shout out to Tay Yang, bro. Well, shout out to Gil Smith, the MD that trusted me. He saw the Nurdy Tunes videos at that time, and he trusted what he heard to know that I was going to be professional enough of a drummer and dot connector. He asked me to put the band together and asked me to be the co-MD. And that really just means he was the MD during rehearsals, and I just had to be on P's and Q's once we started traveling, because he wasn't traveling with us. So yeah, shout out to Tay Yang, man, because Gil Smith, because of him, we played with Tay Yang and Big Bang. them, because Taeyang is known for being in Big Bang. If you're hip to K-pop, and if you're not hip to K-pop, this is K-pop stuff. And they're basically the GOATs of this. I mean, you look up K-pop, and it used to be like that. I saw that one time. You look up K-pop, and their name comes up. Shout out to Gil, man, trusting me with that. So yeah, because of that, I was able to afford to get a whip, buy my first whip, and move to LA. And that's the reason why initially we stopped. You know, of course, I put it in my last video. You know, I was like, yo, man, we done. You know, because I just knew that being in a whole nother city across the country. I'm from Miami, Florida, and then I was at Berkeley in Boston. And so I knew that being in LA was gonna be an adventure in itself. So I always planned on coming back, but because of those gigs over the years, of course, like it was just kind of hard to get a chance to focus on that. And then it just kept getting prolonged. It kept getting prolonged because, you know, right before COVID, I had done a lot at that point. You know, I'm not good at name dropping because I'm not a flex type of person, but I had done a lot of cool stuff over the years. Probably my next longest gig was Bazzi. I'll insert clips. Rocking for like, I played for him for like a year and a half, I think, and then COVID. Like, I'll probably say 8%, take your pick higher or lower. That's just my little guesstimate. I'm saying that we're doing like the COVID type setting where they were playing for artists, where they were at the artists' houses, doing Coachella from their house, or doing a Made America performance from their house or from a studio. I wasn't one of those people. So yeah, since COVID, it was just like, I was like, geez, like, man, I had to figure my life out. So I never branded the other side of me as a producer because LA at first, no offense, but like the vibes of LA, the music industry, they made you believe you had to only represent one thing. If you said you was a drummer, you was a drummer. If you was a producer, you was a producer. Shout out to my boy, I don't know if he want me to say his name. Yeah, I ain't gonna say his name. But shout out to one of my bestest friends, bro. He know what his name is. Kerwin. I had to say it a little bit, but he is one of my bestest friends still, even though he lives in Portland. I'm giving it all the way. I just had to say because he one of my favorite drummers, and that LA had him saying, he was like, yeah, I'm a producer. Like, I know he played drums out here, but every time we was around people and he introduced himself, he always introduced himself as a straight producer. And in their defense, I'm sure there's been times in the past where, no shade to them, but like, I'm sure there's people where they're a producer and say they're a musician and they get on this drums, keys, or whatever, and they're not, they're a little subpar, and then vice versa. I'm sure there's musicians that say, oh yeah, I'm a producer, or I make beats, and they play their stuff and it's like subpar. So I get it, but because of that, I never branded the other side of me all of these years. So once COVID hit and the drum stuff wasn't working out for me, it was just like, for me, it was redundant to just keep posting drum videos at that time if I'm not making any money doing drum gigs. So I started branding myself as a producer again. Well, actually, I basically had already started branding myself. Before that, one of my videos got 1 million views on Zildjian. Shout out to my boy JC for giving me the idea to go to Zildjian and play to my beats. He's known that I've been playing drums since I was 3, but I've been making beats since I was 13. So there was never me forcing anything all these years. So the Zildjian video, that was in 2018, the year before COVID hit. I guess you would say when COVID hit, that's when I started like kind of solely focusing on that and not posting drum videos at all. Or not as much, not as consistent as I used to pretty much ever. And I know it was a shell shock shock to a lot of my supporters. I'm be honest, I lost a lot of supporters. I done went from 100K to 89K. I don't care about numbers. That doesn't bother me. It was just funny to watch people just kind of waver with that, and it's just like, dang, I'm still a drummer. It's not going nowhere. So I mean, you're gonna be mad at me for not posting as much as I used to. You know, that's neither here nor there. You know, to each his own. Cause I just had to say that because I've watched streamers and 2K guys go from playing 2K and being YouTubers. Shout out to DDG, one of the main ones. He went from a YouTuber to making music, and I don't know, it's just the musician community is a little different, and it doesn't bother me now, but it was a shell shock 5 years ago, 6 years ago when I first started doing this. I'm only speaking for the DMs. I was getting a lot of crazy DMs. You would be surprised. I was getting a lot of crazy DMs, bro. A lot of discouraging DMs where it was like, bro, I'm still a drummer, bro. It's not going nowhere. Musicians, like, it's not like no disrespect because it's one of my favorite sports. It's my second love. My second love is basketball. But I'm just saying, like, basketball years in terms of like being able to perform at a certain level is different being a musician. So like to watch them do me like that while I'm still the same Sean, it's like, dang, bro, that's crazy. So I'm only speaking towards that. Yeah, man. So I had to focus on the music for a second, and then I've always been a Christian, but I had a crazy spiritual awakening during 2019, and out of nowhere started being a writer. I've never been a writer. I was never inspired to write. It's crazy. Now I'm 6 years into being a writer, so I'm a songwriter now. But during that time, 2019, during all that time, all of my life, I had never had aspirations of being a songwriter. But yeah, words just started coming to me. So before, it was just about the beats. When I first started branding myself as a producer, it was just about the beats. I released my first single. Shout out to my boy Droid. I released my first single, Good Days. That was the birth of my beat tag. And to be honest with you, there's a key story as the reason why through the years, all of this time, I was always molding my craft as a producer through all of these gigs that I was on. I always had my laptop with me. I always took my laptop and my PS4 at that time. You know, we're on PS5 right now. But I always took my laptop and my PS4 because I always like playing 2K online. If you know me, you know. If you know, you know. I'm like that.
Play to my strengths until make me shoot. Oh.
Oh my God, oh my God.
I had to take care of that.
Yeah, add me if you know what's up. And I felt like I should tell y'all the story, the reason what caused me to like really kind of say, okay, yeah, I really gotta leave Nurdy Tunes alone right now because I gotta focus on this. So when I was on a specific gig, I can't say the name, but just know I said a lot of names. I said Big Sean, Top Dollar Sign, Jason Derulo. I'll say more Neo. I did arrangements for Neo. My list is I got a little list, man. I got a little list of people, humbly speaking, man, of considered legends in the game, you know, the A of A-list artists. And just know, I'm not gonna say which one out of respect for my bro. I'm not gonna say which he need to see both of us, you know, he need to hear both of our music. But just know that I was on a gig with an artist, man, and towards the beginning of my experience in LA, during like the third gig on the gig, there was a bus where the team was going, and it was his bus, you know, with him and a few of his homies. So the MD and him, I think like his tour manager, well, obviously was one of his close friends, they were all getting in his little personal van when I was walking away. He's like, oh yeah, just come here with us. Guess he just wanted to kick it with me, you know, build more rapport with me. As you know, he knew that I was the homie's homie. I almost said his name, he knew. So while we was in the car, he was like, yo, you make beats? He randomly asked me that, and I know it had to do with like my look. I'm into clothes, stuff like that. I'm sure I looked like I could be interested in making beats, and he was right. He was like, yo, you make beats? I was like, yeah. But at that time, I wasn't that sharp because I'm coming from making Nurdy Tunes videos. But I still was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, man, yeah, if you got any beats, man, send them to me. I'll give you my email, let me know. I was like, oh yeah, I got you. I had nothing to send because I'm so removed. I've been making Nurdy Tunes videos I was making Nurdy Tunes videos for 4 years at that time, so I really had nothing to show for it. So, you know, that scarred me. Not scarred me for real, but like, it was just like, dang, man, I'm finna grind, so this never happened to me again. Years later, COVID hit, and I do my first single, presenting myself as an artist slash producer. Shout out to my boy Droid on my first single, and that's where my first beat tag comes from as well. At the beginning of the song,
yeah. Sean set the beat, I know it's crack. Yeah.
I was like, bro, what made you say that? What made you say that? And he was like, I don't know. It was the first thing to come to my mind. And I was like, bro, I'll pay you whatever. I ain't know how it worked then because I've been removed from being solely a producer. And this is my multi-platinum producer homie. So I'm just having respect for him. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'll pay you whatever. Can I keep this as my beat tag? He laughed at me. He was like, yeah, keep it, bro. So that's why I'm Sean Sent the Beat. And that aged well because that's how I got verified on my Instagram. Yeah, I didn't pay for that. No shade to people that pay for it. It's just cool that I got it during a time where you didn't have to pay for it. Clothes change. I forgot to charge my camera. Then I got sleepy. But anyways, I was officially rocking out, branding myself on both sides, you know, with the beats and the drums. And my first gig since post-COVID was D-Smoke. I started playing with D-Smoke around like late 2020, early 2021, I think. Yeah, I think that's around the time he hit me up. Yeah, that was a fun gig. Played for him for a while.
No drama, word to tío Obama. Mamá dijo, no te preocupes, mijo, you got it. You bout to blow that hot, don't know yo en la quiera. Osama, keep on giving them cuts con las tijeras. Yo comma, no drama, word to tío Obama. Mamá dijo, no te preocupes. I got my man DJ Shanks to my left, and I got the great Sean Wright to my right.
I did a few things here and there. I played with 7th Streeter for her. She had an MTV performance. Shout out to DJ calling me for that. And he also called me to fill in for him. I was the musical director for City Girls for Coachella in 2022.
Like a rodeo.
So yeah, I was doing some cool stuff over the years, but as you can tell, it slowed down. It just wasn't as consistent as it used to be. Like I would get dope names to add to my resume for sure, but D-Smoke was definitely the last consistent gig I had. So after that, I was just doing spot dates and subbing and helping other people out. So yeah, for those that have kept up with me, yeah, none of this has been a force. I just been kind of going with the wind, and then you already know live arrangements was out of the question because I needed to make money because I live in one of the most expensive cities, you know. So I grinded it out, and then years later, man, I'd probably say, just to catch y'all up really fast, to update y'all, I definitely just got the biggest, this is definitely the biggest music cosign of my career so far. I went on Timberland's Live, and he co-signed everything, man. He co-signed the music and everything.
Mission passed, brother. Yo, you really.
That was 3 for 3.
You understand the assignments. I'm just telling you, like, you dope as hell. You know how to produce. You understand the assignment, and you only gonna get better.
And that's me. That's all me. That's all my writing too, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. You only gonna get better. I'm gonna follow you, bro. I need to hear some more beats from you.
Heard you.
Send me some more stuff. I'm gonna hit you up.
Heard you.
For real now. I need to hear that.
Yeah, I just had to update y'all on everything and just let y'all know why, you know, I've been gone so long. But now that everything is settled, I have everything kind of figured out. I'm definitely coming back on this channel to post a lot of stuff. Eventually live arrangements for sure, man. But you know, that's, of course, we all know what that is. So I gotta figure out how to plan that out. But I just had to update y'all, man, you know, tell y'all while I've been gone so long and stay locked with me. And I'll insert any extra clips if I can think of any. that's it, man. I love y'all, man, and stay locked with me, and let's get it.
Listen, this is what he do.